Today, Louisiana Central, one of Cenla's most prominent economic development authorities, unveiled its new strategic growth plan for all 10 of Cenla's main parishes. Our Rob LaPearl explains how the authority is looking to elevate the region.
We have the assets that we need. We have the talent that is here. And I believe we have the will. And now we have the plan.
On Wednesday, officials from across Cenla convened to celebrate the finalizing for Louisiana Central's self-proclaimed historic strategic plan for the region's 10 parishes. In the nearly 100-page strategy, it outlines several caveats, such as a declining population and a lower percentage of college-educated adults in the area. Both two key factors recognized not just in Cenla, but also statewide. But something that isn't entirely statewide is our current able-bodied workforce. Their data shows employers are struggling to fill entry-level jobs. And to correct that, the authority wants to lower the barriers attached to having a job, like
early care and education. These are issues that impact our families, our businesses, our employees, and economic development needs to be responsive to those conditions in our communities.
But when it comes to Cenla's 4 major industrial sectors, data shows all but one is expected to continue growing. That outlier is aerospace and military defense. That sector is expected to remain stable. However, new opportunities are opening up at Fort Polk as the federal government builds on high-tech manufacturing like drone use in military operations, which is an assessment that local leaders in Vernon agree with.
I think it fits perfectly in line with what we already know about our area in terms of an economic archetype in advanced manufacturing. We intend to capitalize and utilize the men and women who are retiring from the Army and hoping growing the economy based on that. There are a number of things coming down under President Trump's plan for energy dominance that fit well within the defense complex, and so we're excited about some of those opportunities coming forward.
But to jump on the opportunities coming to Cenla, Louisiana Central CEO Chris Massengill says the region first needs to get on the same track with what he calls the 4 pillars of economic development.
This is a plan that really is based on 4 key pillars. And as one is successful, we're all successful because we truly believe we are connected. We have a regional economy with our economic anchor being right here in Alexandria and Pineville and Rapides Parish.
But a major pillar for Massengill was communication, saying it's holding back the region.
It is our job to stand up for our communities and our families, our quality of life, and the assets that we have. And I hope that they see this on social media. I hope that they hear this around the country. If you're going to come and pick on Central Louisiana, there's one person that's going to fight back, and that's going to be me, because it's part of my job that my board has been very clear about what we do at Louisiana Central.
We are going to be the storytellers of our community, and we're not going to let outside groups be the only ones talking.
Rob LaPearl, KALB.
And that is just the footnotes of their strategic plan. We'll have a breakdown of their plan parish by parish over on our